Okay, guys, welcome to BR Decoding or Brazilian Decoding. This is my first video, and here I'm studying some stuff, some disciplines like gematria and numerology and all the occult disciplines that the hidden elite or the occult elite uh, base their actions, and I'm trying to understand these codes and how they work here in Brazil, also where I'm from, where I come from, and sometimes see the connections between some Babylon scripted events, and by that I mean North American scripted events and their connection with some scripted events here, or some celebrities, or this type of thing. So this is it. Um, Today we're going. I'm beginning with this silly image because I didn't have any idea on my head for a better image for the profile of this YouTube channel, and I think sometimes it's good to have these memes and these silly stuff, for it to not be so for me actually to not be so in the darkness of these topics that these topics bring about. So in this channel, I want to make videos in English and in Portuguese. This video I'm recording in English because I think the subject is going to be more interesting for the English speaker public, more than the Brazilian. Because here in Brazil we have, I think, a harder situation about people waking up and seeing these things and seeing these codes as something real. It's not something that is made up, or some delusional result of someone's head. So this is it. It's a good opportunity for me to train my English also. I hope you guys can understand. Sometimes I'm going to say some wrong things and misuse some verbs and this kind of things, but I think you guys can understand me. I hope so. So today we're going to talk about Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting and the connection that I made with a Brazilian singer that were very famous in the time of the Sandy Hook shooting. Okay, that is this guy right here. The thing is, I follow some YouTube channels, many of them of truth content, and one of them are Gematria Effect News, from Zachary Hubbard, and he talks a lot about the Sandy Hook shooting and about the how the gematria of the perpetrator of Sandy Hook shooting is connected with the gematria of the Jesuit order. I think, let's see right now. Here I have some stuff, but let's see for me not to say wrong stuff. The full name of the perpetrator, Adam Peter Lanza, 56 in full reduction, and Society of Jesus, 56 in full reduction also here, and also 79 is matching. So he talks a lot about this and how these are scripted events, and for me it was always strange to hear this name, Peter Lanza, you know. I don't know if Lanza is a common name in US, I don't think so. Here in Brazil, I just know one person that has this surname, that is this guy right here. Where's him? Yeah. That is this guy right here that was this lead singer of this band called Restart. I think that's how you guys call it in English, right? Here we use the Portuguese version of the English word, and we call Restart. But where are the images? Here, you know. This is the Brazilian band. The name of the guy is Pelanza. It's the same surname, and the artistic name of the guy is Pelanza. As you can see here in this interview that he did last year, you know. So every time I heard the situation about the Peter Lanza guy, it just came to my head very quickly, this connection with Peter Lanza, especially because I know that the name of the guy is Pedro, and Pedro and Peter are the same name, you know. They have exactly the same etymology, that is in the Latin language, that is Petrus, that it means rock, you know. So it's the same name. So this always came to my mind, and I just found that it was just some crazy thing on my head, and I let it go. But yesterday I was thinking in the shower that probably the guys, Peter Lanza, the Sandy Hook perpetrator of the shooting, and Pelanza, the lead singer of this Brazilian band that was very famous. Both of the guys maybe had the same age in the time of the shooting that happened in 2012. Just came to my mind, and I sit down here in my computer and started searching this shit, you know. So let's begin with this thing. So the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting was where the perpetrator were called Adam Peter Lanza, and many times he is the media refers to him as just Peter Lanza. You know, I already told you guys that the name of the lead singer of this famous band here in Brazil at the moment, the band called Restart, the name of the lead singer was Pelanza and Pedro. Let me show his full name. His full name was Pedro Gabriel or Gabriel Lanza Hayes. Okay, okay. And Peter Lanza, the school shooter, was born in April 22, 1992. And the lead singer of the band, Pelanza, was born 14. Here in Brazil, we see the dates in reverse, but April 14, 1992. So, as you guys can see, is almost the same birth date. It's April and is 1992, only an 8 days difference. So this for me was already very crazy, you know. And talking about the names, let me put some zooming on this shit. Okay, talking about the names, Adam, Peter, Lanza. Adam and Peter is both biblical names. And here in the name of the lead singer, Pedro Gabriel or Gabriel, is also both biblical names. So both of the guys had composed names, and both of these names were biblical names. And also, of course, the surname that is the same. Okay. So then I went to Gematria to look if there was any connection in the numerology also. So here we have, let me see, yes, the full name of the shooter, the school shooter, the perpetrator of Sandy Hook shooting, Adam Peter Lanza, 137 in English ordinal gematria, English gematria, and Pelanza, 33 strong number in reverse full reduction. And so I went to number properties in the same website, Gematrinator. And if we search for 137, that is Adam Peter Lanza English gematria, we see that 137 is a prime number and is the 33rd prime number. So also here we have a connection. Okay, so 33 in Adam Peter Lanza and 33 in Pelanza, the lead singer. Also, I looked here and the name of the band was called Restart. I think we have here a strong number also, 88. Repeated numbers like 33, like 11, like 22, the master builder number. Always when we have repeated numbers in numerology, this means that we are putting together the power. Is like 8 already has its own power, so when we put another 8 side by side, we are like duplicating this power, you know, that the number has. That's why all these repetitious numbers are very important to the numerology in the occult. 11, 33, 22, 88. Yeah, the band has had this look, as you guys see. They were very influenced by American bands. I don't know much, but I think All Time Low had the same look, right? No, they don't have. No, it was another band, but whatever. So you see that the band had these looks, they had, they were attacked by many people here in Brazil. Because they were very famous. They sold many copies, and the radio just played their music every day, and 2019 to maybe 2011, 2012, they had big singles also, and they were attacked because they were famous and because people said, and the older bands here, famous bands, didn't like them because they had this style, the songs were very shallow and they had this colorful style, and the older rock bands were saying that they were not real rock stars, and they were not doing rock music. So I think in 2009, when the band was created, they had it was a whole year dedicated to speak about this band and how their music were shitty, but in the same time they were selling a lot. We had many young, especially young women or young teenagers following them and doing crazy shit for them. They were compared to the Beatlemania and all of this shit. So they had many attention, many. And their rock was characterized as happy rock. And this was something that is stuck in my head also. Happy rock and Sandy Hook, is word combinations that have, it's like the same pattern in my head, you have the first word of the phrase having 5 letters, happy and Sandy, and the y, this is Portuguese, the y in the end of the word, and the second word of the phrase you have 4 letters, also ending with the same letter K. Happy rock, Sandy Hook, I don't know. Just found this connection in my head. And also when you look for their gematria, you see that Happy Rock has the value of 40 in reverse full reduction, and Sandy Hook has the value of 40 in full reduction. So maybe there is a connection. And I went to calculate some other stuff, The first single of the first hit, actually, of the band Restart was released in September 4 of 2009. It's called Recomeçar, or is Restart. It's actually Restart. And if you calculate the release date of the single to the day where the Sandy Hook shooting happened, 14 December of 2012, we have a span of 1,198 days, but the important numbers are here: 3 years, 3 months, 11 days. Exactly. So also we have here the 33 pattern, strong number for the occult, the highest degree in Freemasonry, and 11, also strong number for the occult, as I was saying before. So this for me was kind of crazy, or it's just in front of our faces. And just for you guys to don't think that I'm reaching in some way, I'm just want to show how the band were big, you know. They released their first single in 2008, but the song became famous in 2009. This is the video clip of Recomeçar, or Restart in English. And just for you guys to see, 30 million views, the release date that is matching with the Sandy Hook shooting. Another hit, 42 million views. Another hit, 24 million views, 2010. They started to pursue international career. They did some songs in Spanish versions, as they always try here in Brazil. We're seeing Anita doing that. Another hit, 36 million views. Not another kind of a hit, 6 million views, 2012. And we start to see a decline in the next songs. It's not reaching more any millions. And the band ended in 2015. I wanted to show the charts here in Brazil, the music charts here, 2010. Well, this is crazy because these guys played too much in the radio and the television here at the moment, and I thought they would be in the 10, how you say this, the 10 most played songs throughout the year that they were active. But I don't know. I searched in many websites. I tried to search the Billboard top 100 here in Brazil, but I didn't find nothing. I found very little information about this. I just found out this website was the only one that I found something about them. And here they are showing that this is top 100 songs most played in 2010. And here we have the band Restart and 55 in the ranking. And the same website we have most played songs, top 100 of 2011. Again, where is the band? Where it is? Here. Another song, 49 in the ranking. So it's not on the 20 most played songs parties in the 50s in both of the years. What else? And yeah, this is it. I think this is very crazy stuff. Here we have the guy, the Pelanza guy, lead singer, uh, matching same name and same birth date with Adam Peter Lanza. Here we have him using a Tupac t-shirt. I think is very meaningful. This word exists. Did this word exist? I don't know. I think it's very interesting. You know, violence. Tupac is probably one of the biggest hoax in the music industry, in pop culture. And here we can see that the guy has a very interesting image in this tattoo on his body. Let's zoom in a little bit. That is a triangle with an eye, maybe an all-seeing eye. And I think this is kind of a microphone, but it looks like a snake or something. I found this very interesting. In this interview, he's talking about like the fans were concerned about him because they never heard nothing about him anymore, and this was in the time of the peak of the pandemic, and the fans were thinking, worried if the guy was dead or was alive. And he said that yes, I'm alive, and he did a song to say that he is very alive called Tô Vivão, that means like I'm alive, or I'm very alive, I'm fucking alive, I don't know. And the image that is illustrating this interview is this one with the all-seeing eye inside of a triangle. Big occult symbol. Yeah, very crazy. And I found all of this that for me is very reasonable codes, you know. I think it's a very reasonable decoding. But I was trying to understand like what is the meaning of this connection, you know. Like I was trying to see if in their video clips the band had any kind of symbolism that we could decode as a school shooting. They were kind of warning about the school shooting, but if you look into the band video clips, you don't found nothing, you know. Actually, I look into it, but it was very painful because the music is very terrible, fucking terrible. The lyrics is very shallow, talking about nothing, talking about love and how they want the girls are out there, this kind of shit, you know. Just like we saw in the beginning of Justin Bieber career, you know, just shallow music, manipulating the emotions of teenage girls. And the video clips are very plain, you know. They are very shallow also. It's just all of them, or almost all of them, is just the guys playing, and singing. You don't see any kind of symbolism, weird symbolism. I at least I didn't found, and again, for me, it was very painful to look into their music because it's very terrible. So maybe I didn't pay too much attention, because it was very difficult. Yeah, here we see the next show. Yes, and this is something that I wanted to show that is connecting with what I'm trying to say. So I didn't see any warning, any type of symbolism connecting the imagery of the band's production throughout the years, connecting with the Sandy Hook shooting. But what I got the conclusion today that maybe it was just a mockery, a big mockery from the cabal and the occult, the occult elite. One thing that was passing through my mind is that this was very this kind of scene scenario was very common around the band. You saw many young people that we can also call as kids because they were very young. Uh, these kids crying and screaming a lot when they were in the shows, or when they were around the band. So I was making the conclusion that, this was a band that made many kids cry and scream, and this was probably what Adam Peter Lanza did with the kids in the school. He made them cry and scream, of course, because if you're talking about shooting, you're talking about a scenario of terror, allegedly, because we know there is all a big deception, but maybe there is this kind of connection. And also we have this this connection between these two young guys having almost the same birth dates, just the difference of 8 days apart, and having the same fucking name, only with different pronunciation because of the language, Peter, Pedro Lanza, and Lanza. And also, just something that I forgot to mention, they are 8 days apart, but the lead singer of the band born in day 14, and the Peter Lanza, school shooter, died in day 14 as he killed himself after the shooting. So also here's is the connection. So this connection happening in the same continent, one in the north hemisphere, another in the south hemisphere. So maybe it's just as above, so below type of thing, how to connect crazy, what appears to be a crazy personalities, that has nothing to do with each other but connect them in a very expressive way, but in different sides of the hemisphere, I don't know, I was thinking about this. I think it's a great deception. I think it's a great mockery, and as above, so below, just confirming what they believe, you know. So, yeah, there's that. And I hope you guys um, could understand my point. This was my first video, so I apologize if you were a little bit confused, but I think you guys can grasp into this information, Apologize also for the how you say this, misusing of the English language, but we're training here, and yeah, this is it, and I hope uh, I'll put out some other content about this type of connections here in the channel. Okay, so yes, thank you for your attention, and we see each other next time. Bye bye.